When you're in charge or responsible for absolutely everything in the business, you can't take a time away, or when you do, you're still normally like on the phone, emails, all of the stuff.
So Rob hired a really great helper, so an on-site foreman type of guy, using our whole playbook for the hiring process, attracting the best people that he possibly could. So this guy can totally go and run jobs on his own, which is huge for Rob. That's just such a big win. Projects are finishing ahead of schedule. So what does that mean to Rob? Obviously now we can go out and win more work and complete more work because we've got higher capacity, right? Second thing, he was able to take off on a holiday for a week and the business was still running and everything completed perfectly without him being there. So he's away this week with the grandkids up at the farm. So he's living life the way a business owner should, who's got little grandkids, people to spend time with, right? I don't have to be here every single time. I don't have to have my phone on. I've got good people and good systems.
And we are live, joined by Carla. How are you, Carla? Great to see you again.
So good. Nice to see you as well, Owen.
I know. So last time we hung out was at the Builders Summit. What was your highlight, biggest takeaway, favorite thing from that week?
Wow, so many. As a coach, seeing both two things with the members. Like one thing, people coming into the summit already feeling, just really being able to see how much they're actually being helped, the ways that they're growing their business and building their own confidence. But then through the course of the 2 days, seeing their confidence grow even more. Either I'm doing the right thing already and I just need to keep going or double down, or I thought that was the next thing I needed to do. I wasn't sure, but now I'm sure based on the content. So that was super great. And then getting together with all the amazing women in construction that were there and having a little cheers and a photo and just kind of building those in-person connections from our monthly sessions that we hold and bringing some new people into the fold was really impactful and really, again, a huge confidence builder for people in the room, which we could see happening like before our eyes. So that was super exciting.
I think whenever you get into the right room, you build a lot of context around everything that's going on. So like a business owner or woman in construction, you can often feel like a little bit of an island, right? Like no one's really experiencing what I'm going through, but the reality is it can feel like that when you're isolated. But when you get into a room with people that are going through similar experiences, you're able to, share stories and connect and walk away feeling, oh, there are people going through similar stuff to me. There are people that are ahead of me, behind me. Maybe it's not all so bad after all. And you can share war stories as well as getting solutions from others. So I agree, like the context that you get from being in the right room is a game changer, right?
It's validating.
That's a great way to put it. 100% it is. Yeah. Nice.
Other great
and
to learn. Oh, sorry to interrupt you. Is like getting to find out what everyone's 3/4 profile looks like, because I've only ever seen everyone, TPB people, members, everybody, just like front view, Brady Bunch boxes, So, what does the side of your head look like? I have no idea. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's right. Turns out the professional builder crew are all quite tall. You wouldn't have picked that from just the 3x5 inch Zoom conversations that we have. But yeah, nice. And then before the summit, we actually did some professional development ourselves. We all hung out. We did some planning and things. We went through how to improve the program and continue to make it world class. What was like your big takeaway from working alongside the team in person?
Well, although Zoom is great, being in a room with people in a brainstorming session where you can kind of interrupt / talk over each other, which I know isn't exactly desired, but it's kind of a natural way to build on each other's conversations, right? So being in the room together and getting everyone's minds focused together on solving the next constraint. It's exactly what we talk about with our members, right? What's your next red light? Once you've solved this problem, the next constraint is going to be what? Because that's what we're going to have to look at next, right? And so being able to be part of those discussions and those brainstorms in live in person was super great.
Yeah, it's really cool. So good. So what we wanted to talk about this week was a member of yours that's in momentum at the moment, a bloke by the name of Rob. Can you paint us some context and tell us what Rob's all about?
Absolutely. So Rob does small bathroom renovations, some kitchens in Texas. Rob's been
Hmm.
with us for 10 months. And prior to this, he's been pretty much a one-man show. He has had some labor that he's paid, labor and trades and things like that, but mostly just Rob doing things himself. So that's been obviously a lot for him to manage. He's a grandfather and he's got a lot going on in the personal life. So it was a busy time and, kind of spinning all the plates, all those kinds of things, right?
Yeah, so good. So, when you're in charge or responsible for absolutely everything in the business, you can't take a time away, or when you do, you're still normally like on the phone, emails, all of the stuff. So tell me, like, what's he done to be able to take a week off of a week long holiday? Because I understand he went away for a week, and while he was gone, the business was able to continue to run without him. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So Rob hired a really great helper, so an on-site foreman type of guy. And he
Hmm.
did this using exactly our template, like our whole playbook for the hiring process, so that he had
Hmm.
a very dialed job ad attracting the best people that he possibly could, not just kind of
Yep.
casting out a, bland, looks like every single other person's job ad, uninteresting, a bunch of crap applicants, blah, blah. He went through our hiring framework, which is one of my favorite playbooks that we have for members because it's just so easy to execute. So he used
Hmm.
that, he got over his hump of hiring somebody, and he hired this person, brought them on, and the guy is working out super great. He's like, now instead of him being my helper, I'm basically his helper. Right. So this guy can totally go and run jobs on his own, which is huge for Rob. That's just such a big win because Rob says to me, like,
Yeah.
he's like, I know that to get where they want to be, I have to spend more time working on the business and I can't be on site all the time. So that's become the non-negotiable, which is super great. Right.
Yeah.
So moving in
Such a mindset. It's such a mindset shift. Sorry, when you realize that the role that you're playing is to turn your A plus team members into 10X team members. And what I mean by that is like what you just said there was he is there to almost be the other fella's helper,
Mhm.
like the guy that he's hired. Is like, yeah, kinda, because you can only do so much. But if you can operate via people and via process and not be the bottleneck, and you can recruit and train really talented team members that are able to do great stuff and then provide them with the right tools, right systems, right processes to be 10x team members themselves, that's a monster unlock. Because if the person then leaves or moves on, you can replace them with a great hiring and recruitment process and plug them around the systems that you've got in place. But if it's only ever you get hit by the proverbial bus, you get sick, you want to, heaven forbid, take a holiday, the whole thing grinds to a halt. So it's really a key kind of mindset shift to go from I need to do all this to I need to support and build an infrastructure to help my team do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So results, as you already mentioned, so two things are happening. Projects are
Hmm.
finishing ahead of schedule. So that's great, right? Because the time that Rob was taking to like leave site early to go do some invoicing or do a quote or something, there's someone there full time now, and Rob is pitching
Right.
in where he can. So projects are finishing ahead of schedule. So what does that mean to you as a business owner or to Rob? Obviously now we can go out and win more work and complete more work because we've got higher capacity, right? So that's a multiplier like you were talking about. Second
Hmm.
thing, he was able to take off on a holiday for a week and the business was still running and everything completed perfectly without him being there, which is
Hmm.
excellent and worked so well that when I spoke to him, he was getting ready to leave again the next day. So he's away this week with the
Oh,
grandkids up at the farm. So he's living life the way a business owner should, who's got little grandkids
mm,
and people to spend time with, right? Is like, okay, I'm not the bottleneck. I don't have to be here every single time. I don't have to have my phone on. I've got good people and good systems, like you said, who can operate the business and we're not losing money because I'm spending money to go on holidays.
mm. That's so good. I'm so pleased for him. Amazing. Because it's not an overnight sort of thing. Like he's had to put the right person in place. He's had to sort of go through that mindset shift of being able to recruit and hire somebody. Sounds like, he's been at this a while. Why hasn't he done it before now, do you think?
He had a helper before, but he hadn't used the hiring process. So the person wasn't that great. Wasn't somebody that he could really trust with, running jobs on his own. So it was more about kind of realizing what was holding him back. And then I think that person, showed themselves the door for whatever reason. And so it became like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this right this time. And so therefore, this time, using our hiring framework, he was able to do it really quickly and efficiently, not lose any time spinning his wheels on the hiring process, and then actually get someone great.
So what are some of the key things in a hiring process that people often miss then, like, or, get wrong or don't do it all?
What I find if people are doing it on their own and just doing it the way they've always done it is they typically forget one of the things that we teach in our playbook is that this is your moment where you have to market yourself as an employer. Why should this person want to come work for you? So that's one. Yep. And so our framework provides all of that. I think sometimes people don't have a job description pulled together, and that's pretty important. Like exactly what it is, know before you start what it is that you need this person to do. Okay. And then I think the third thing, which I think is such a hot tip, and I've used this when I've been doing hiring for, in a past life and so forth as well, is you've got to put, especially in a job, let's say you're hiring for a virtual assistant. This is a broad-based job that many people will apply for. So how do you filter? How do you not sit there and go, oh shit, excuse me, can I swear? I have 200 resumes to go through, right? So the biggest thing is if you're on one of the platforms like Indeed or something, you have to make the application be off the platform. So they have to email a specific email with a specific subject line. I recommend you have them put their name in the subject line. Otherwise, you'll have 87 emails that say, regarding foreman position. And then you'll be like, oh my God, I can't sort my email. And then have like just some simple self-filter. And then ideally, if you have a person to help you in your office who can do the first round of triage and be like, excluded, 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 did it wrong, did it wrong, did it wrong. Like all those people can go to the trash because those are not your people. Those are not world-class people that are going to help you. Those people are going to drag you down.
Yeah. Okay. Love it. Want to pull on a couple of threads. So 100% to your job ad is an ad. You want to use it to market your company and market the opportunity and the position. So most people just go like, site manager wanted, extra, read all about it. We got a site manager one. It's like, you're not going to stand out from the crowd and nobody's going to go, oh, that looks like the best site manager position for me and my career versus all the other ones that are out there. You want to usually use some copy or some scripting, like people that are most successful at XYZ construction company possess these traits. And those that, don't work out here normally get frustrated with, and then I'd be really honest about the situation that you have, because you want to repel the people that are bad fit just as much as you want to attract those that are going to be a good fit. Because like you said, you don't want to be wading through 101 applicants and only 3 of them are any good. You would much prefer to have 30 applicants and 25 of them be pretty decent looking. Like that is a dream scenario sort of thing. So 100% on the job ad piece. What we would normally do is at the end of the job ad, we'd give some instructions. So it might be like, to apply, do not complete your application exclusively on Indeed. Also email us with the subject line name, foreman, or something like that, and with some instructions on what to put in the email. Because if they cannot follow those instructions, they probably won't be able to follow the instructions of how to do the role that you've spec'd out for them. So it's kind of like disqualification barrier number 1. So yeah, I just wanted to go a little bit deeper into some of those, but that's gold.
Yeah, I think sometimes we've asked people like at TPB to put something quite odd in the subject line or somewhere in their in their application or something, like fuzzy peaches is in there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Right? Like, potato and things like that. We used to do like, hey, to apply, put kiwi, like kiwi fruit, kiwi in the subject line. And again, it's just to or use secret code potato in the first line of your email. And then people will either ignore that and then you can just disqualify them because they cannot follow instructions, or they'll go using secret code potato. And,
or better yet, they write you up something very clever about my current job as a potato and I'd love to work somewhere else. Or,
There you go. Yeah. You can have a bit of fun with it. That's exactly right. Yeah. So good. Okay, nice. So
I would say
tell me more.
We want the job ad to match the job application process to match the type of skill for the type of person that we're hiring. So if you're hiring someone who is going to be a project manager, leading a team of people, leading 2 or 3 site supers or foremen, and working with upper management and working with clients, then asking them to submit a little video of themselves answering a couple of questions is super appropriate. If you're trying to hire someone who is going to be doing your bookkeeping, that's maybe less appropriate and a bit more of a barrier to application to someone for whom that's not really a necessity. Like, yes, you want to get a good vibe from them, but maybe you could do that in the interview, right? So, making a super elaborate, high-tech application process for a junior carpenter doesn't make sense where it does for an office manager. So, kind of trying to tailor your application process. Yes, we want to get it systemized. Yes, we want to make it be something that we can apply across our company, but I think there has to be some specificity based on role so that the application matches the features or the qualities or the abilities that you need in that person and doesn't disqualify them or push them away because it's too elaborate.
Yeah, perfect. So good. 100% agree. So good on Rob. Great that he's managed to find this person. He's avoided some of the pitfalls that he made previously. He's improved the process and found this person. But that's not all. Kind of got some good stuff happening on the marketing front as well. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to share that with you. So since working with TPB, he's implemented a never fail system where every time he closes out a job, if he knows that the client is pleased, he immediately asks them for their Google review. And so he's got at this point 20 5-star Google reviews on his Google My Business page, which is really helping to set himself up. It's that social proof piece, especially in that marketplace, right? Where people are doing these are, someone probably isn't going to maybe be so swayed by your Google reviews. If they're going to build a $5 million home, they're going to have a different vetting process for you. But if they're going to spend $15K retiling their bathroom, then that's the kind of value that they're looking on Google and they're going, what do I see here, right? So just by implementing that process in every job closeout, he's producing this result, and it's resulting in his organic lead flow, meaning just people search for, kitchens and baths in his area in Texas. He's getting lead flow and they're going through and they're going, oh, seems good. Let me, fill out his contact form.
So good. Yeah. Yeah. So anytime we're looking at so there are 2 types of social proof that we can capture from projects. One is case studies and the other is testimonials. So testimonials are about you, and case studies are about them. So case study would be about the project, and it would normally try and address the concerns like timeline, budget, quality standard, and things like this. So they would be about the project, and we'd want to tease out some of those truths from the project. Like client had a budget of X and we finished it in Y. They wanted to be in before Christmas and we were able to do that. They had concerns about not being on site during the build or being away on holiday. So we communicated with them using a project management software or things like that. We want to really call out the case study of the job. Testimonials are about you. Rob was amazing. Rob was great. Rob's team was fantastic. Woo, like really cool stuff. So there's 2 types of social proof that we can gather, case studies or testimonials. The second piece to that is that trust and credibility is transferable and it's accumulative. So what I mean by that is we want to stack up as much social proof as we can. So, 3 case studies is better than 0. 12 is better than 3, 22 is better than 12. We want to get as many as we possibly can because trust is accumulative and will stack up as we get it. And we want to be as specific as we possibly can be because it's transferable. So for example, the trust I have associated with Rob, I will transfer to his team if we specifically call out foreman as like Jesse the foreman, or subtrade electrical XYZ, or 34 Blue Street. I'm like, 34 Blue Street is just by me. I haven't heard of Rob's company before, but I have heard of XYZ Electrical. Looks like foreman Jesse plays rugby down at the local club because there's a photo of him there and it's got his, the jersey on. It's like, trust is transferable. So the more we can be specific with our case studies or testimonials, the more transferable and accumulative that trust will be, and then the bigger the impact we'll have on sales conversion through the funnel.
Amazing. Yeah.
So good. Nice. Awesome. So Carla, well done. Who else was responsible for working with Rob? I think it was Ari on the team.
Yes, Ari is his success coach and has been checking in with him as well. So yeah, tag team. Me and Ari have a lot of shared members together, and yeah, great to see a member. It just feels good when someone implements the specific thing that we've put in front of them, and then they just get such a great result, right?
Mm-hmm. Love it so much. Well done to Ari, yourself, and to Rob. Thank you very much for joining us today. Appreciate your time. Any key takeaways or feedback that people should take if they want to implement this straight away?
Like I said off the top, I think that our hiring framework is one of our most simple, implementable playbooks. So don't be afraid of it. Just open up the training, just go through the steps. We even have an AI hiring tool now that I believe has launched. So it's easier than ever to write up your ideal job ad based on who and what you need right now. So don't let the sort of inertia of, hiring someone's such a pain, I don't know where to start. You do know where to start. Just start with the hiring process training and just run it to the end. You could have it done in 40 minutes, or better yet, if you've got someone on your team that you can delegate it to, give them the broad strokes, let them get started. 10, 80, 10. You explain what finished looks like and what you're looking for. They do 80% of the work. You check it, and together you make any last 10% tweaks, and you're done.
Love it so much. Awesome. Thank you so much, Carla, for your time. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you and the work that you and Ari do with all of our members. I'm sure Rob does as well. Here's to you, and thank you very much.